Broadcasting down on the bayou, it's Out Mania, a podcast featuring two average Joe wrestling fans talking about the business they love and so much more. And now, here's Ryan Keith and Patrick Frey.
And welcome to the first episode of Out Mania. Ryan Keith and Patrick Frey here with you. Wow. It's going to be a good show.
Yes, it's going to be a good show because, as you said, just before we started recording, the wrestling gods have blessed us this morning here on this morning of November the 5th.
Yes.
And big show last night, New Japan. But before we get into that, of course, the appropriate thing to do would be to introduce ourselves.
Most definitely.
Give the fans a little background on us, too. So take it away, man.
All right, my name is Ryan Keith. Been in radio for 16 plus years, whether it be on terrestrial or online radio. So been a pro wrestling fan as long as I can remember. I have pictures of me as a toddler on my dad's shoulders watching WWF. So it's been a long, amazing journey and love affair with pro wrestling. So here recently, I've had the opportunity and the honor to run production, sound, and lights with a production company, and we travel all across Louisiana and Texas, and we work sound and lights for some of the best indie wrestling promotions here in the South. So it's really good father and son bonding time with me and my son, so really pumped about that, and extremely excited about Out Mania.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, my name is Patrick Frey. I was born and raised over in a little small town called Eunice, Louisiana, before moving here to Lake Charles. I've been working in radio for about 3 years now, so just really still kind of getting my feet wet in the radio world, and then started working with Ryan here earlier this year, and he brought up the idea of doing this podcast together because we both really like wrestling. And, of course, I mean, why not? Absolutely. It's something I've always wanted to do, but something I've personally never really been good at organizing and really having time to organize it and everything. And fortunately, Ryan, wanted to do it, and that's what we're here to do, talk about some wrestling. And I started watching wrestling back in about 1999, the mid-1999, when Stone Cold was as hot as a wrestler probably has ever been in the history of wrestling, in my opinion. And he's really what got me watching because, I just wanted to tune in every week to see who was going to get a Stone Cold stunner or who was going to get a mud hole stomped in him. And, and it's not just that, but also when Stone Cold had a mic in his hand, it's like I was all ears. He was the most entertaining guy at the time, and if it wasn't for him, honestly, I may not be watching wrestling. And I remember at the time he got hurt late. Well, he actually got hurt when he got pile drived by Bret Hart, or was it Bret Hart or Owen Hart? I forget. That was it. Oh, it might have been Owen.
Remember.
I think it was Owen that pile drived him, gave him the neck problem, and then Stone Cold was out for about a year. When I started watching him, and then I remember that was really the emergence of The Rock, and The Rock was also very entertaining. He became my second favorite guy, and then of course the whole Rock-Austin rivalry. It was a fun time to become a wrestling fan, and then when Stone Cold came back, I was able to enjoy him. But also, of course, eventually I went back and watched all the stuff that I hadn't seen with Stone Cold, and it was all great stuff. And really, it's the reason I watch wrestling today. And I enjoy guys today like AJ Styles is my favorite today. I'm so glad he's in WWE, almost coming on 2 years now, and he's really made a statement. So speaking of, we'll be talking about him in just a little bit. He has a title shot coming up later on this week. So, but yeah, that's really the background for me. So I'm ready to talk some wrestling now.
Definitely. You can check us out all over the internet, MarkOutMania.com. That can be your number one hub to find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook. But essentially, everything is branded Out Mania. So if you Google Out Mania, you will find us.
Absolutely. So, all right, Ryan, there was a big show last night. We weren't originally going to start with this, but some big things happened. New Japan Pro Wrestling Power Struggle took place last night. Well, actually, technically early this morning, our time here in America, about 4 a.m., I think it was. The results are as follows. David Finlay defeated Katsuya Kitamura. Now, I may slaughter some of these names because I'm not good with the Japanese. I'm not good with the Japanese names. The Young Bucks, they defeated Titan and Dragon Lee. The team of Juice Robinson, Tiger Mask the Fourth, Justin Thunder, Liger, Kushida, and Hirai Kawato defeated Zack Sabre Jr. I'm laughing because I have a good feeling I'm destroying some
I think
of these
you're nailing
names. El Desperado, Yoshinobu I can't say some of these. And Taka Michinoku and then Taichi. That team was defeated by Robinson, Tiger Mask, Justin Thunder Liger, Kushida, and Kawato. And they have a lot of these matches where it's like 4-on-4.
Yeah.
And so that I guess that makes for entertaining matches, though. Maccabee, Kojima, Tenzin, that team defeated Cody, who's Cody Rhodes, Chase Owens, and Yujiro Takahashi. Roppongi 3K, that team defeated Ryusuke Taguchi and ACH. That was the Super Junior Tag Team Tournament Final. Okada, Goto, Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Gedo defeated Naito, Evil, Sanada, Bushi, and Takahashi. That match actually, I believe, is going to set up an Okada versus Naito IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match at Wrestle Kingdom, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. Also, Suzuki defeated Yano for the Never Openweight Championship bull rope match, defeated him, retained his title. Marty Scurll, the new champion, the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, defeated Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega retained his United States Championship by defeating Beretta. Of course, then Jericho comes out after the match and challenges him. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then Tanahashi retained his IWGP Intercontinental Championship, defeating Kota Ibushi. So it sounds like it was a great match last night. And if you want, I'll go ahead and I'll run this audio, because after the Kenny Omega Beretta match, a huge surprise happened. And here it is. Let's see.
場内がどよめく。この男はクリス・ジェリコの姿が映った。ケニー・オメガの写真を持っている。
本当にクリス・ジェリコ。ケニーあるんですか? What a dynamic performer. What a fantastic, tremendous performer. But he's not the best in the world. I am. So many have claimed to be the best, from Shawn Michaels to Edge to CM Punk, but they're all gone, and I'm still here. Because I am the best in the world. I am the greatest of all time. I am the alpha of this business. And I'm going to prove it. Because I'm challenging you, Kenny. Jericho versus Kenny. Alpha versus Omega. To see who is really the best. I want to meet you January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in the Tokyo Dome. So let's see who's really the best.
Epic.
Yes, absolutely epic. And then he added that word there at the end. It's like, of course, I'm not used to seeing that in WWE with the PG era nowadays. Right. But, man, I tell you what, you know, they had been going back and forth on Twitter.
Yes.
And nobody really knew. And, you know, we were prepping for the show earlier in the week, and we were, you know, we're going to do our rumor mill segment coming up in just a bit. And that was one of the things I was talking about, the rumors that it was going to be Omega versus Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. And it seems like now the rumors can be put to rest. It is official.
Yeah.
Omega versus Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Right. And speaking about the tweets, you know, about mid last week, we had the tweet of Jericho. Pretty much Omega was saying, hey, I'm tired of giving you free press. Let's just go ahead and put this to bed. And Jericho was like, why don't you go back to Japan where people actually care about you, right? So that was an epic throwdown. Then we had this last night at 9:10 p.m. Kenny Omega said, hate to be fired and forced to go to the majors. You guys come off as cool as Guido's haircut and red pajama pants. Stay out of our business. And Chris Jericho puts, believe me, I got zero interest in your business, but I've got an idea where we can settle this. And he puts a cruise ship emoji. So obviously some of the scuttlebutt was maybe they're going to fight on Chris Jericho's cruise, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of threw a swerve in there. And then this promo video drops, and now it's Wrestle Kingdom, January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. It's going to be absolutely epic.
Yeah, I can't believe this match is actually going to happen. Interesting as to, because I believe Jericho is still under contract with WWE. It'll be interesting to see. We'll do our research. Maybe in the following weeks we can find out just how this really came about. So, but looking at the rest of the card for Wrestle Kingdom, I don't know if any of this is official, but these are the matches that we believe we're going to see. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Okada will take on Naito. The IWGP Intercontinental Championship, Tanahashi will take on Jay White, who returned last night, revealed himself as Switchblade.
Right.
So that should be an interesting match. The IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, of course, Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Marty Scurll will be defending it in a fatal four-way against Will Ospreay, Kushida, and Hiromu Takahashi. And then also the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships will feature Roppongi 3K defending their titles against the Young Bucks. And that's what we have so far. I believe there will be some more matches, obviously, as we still have 2 months to go until we get to that point. So it looks like it's going to be a great card. I'm already amped for January 4th.
And speaking of Chris Jericho's contract status, WWE is really close to the vest about their contract status, but the word is he either signs monthly contracts or he signs like a 3-month contract at a time. Very short bursts of contracts because he wants to tour with Fozzy. And if you haven't heard Judas from Fozzy yet, you need to go download that song. That song is absolutely amazing. And actually at the beginning of that promo video, that's a song they introed in with it. So the word is he's out of one of his short contracts right now. Obviously, WWE recognizes New Japan as a friend, as a legit promotion, so they're not going to be, butthurt with him going and wrestling with New Japan, because obviously he's one of the hottest WWE superstars right now. He can come back whenever he wants. So I'm pretty sure he's getting a huge payday from this, and he's probably going to do something with Fozzy, and we'll see him in a few months back in WWE.
Would be surprised if maybe he came back at the Royal Rumble, because he has made epic returns at the Royal Rumble before. And all I can say now is that it looks like we're going to have a new addition to the list, and that will be Kenny Omega. So we're looking forward to Wrestle Kingdom. Of course, we'll have, we'll follow that story, the build up to Wrestle Kingdom in the next couple of months. It's going to be amazing. All right, so we talked about that. Let's talk about now. Let's move back over here to America here for a little bit. Also, before speaking of America, New Japan Pro Wrestling coming back to America. They announced they will be in Long Beach March 25th, 2018. They're going to be at Walter Pyramid, which is on the campus of Long Beach State University. I think they said it holds about 4,000 to 5,000 people. And when they came, they had the G1 special back on July 4th weekend in California. I think they said maybe it was about 2,500 people showed up, so they might be able to double their crowd, which is good because it shows that.
How big is that arena?
It's only it's their basketball arena over at Long Beach State, and it's about, like I said, I think the capacity is anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 people. I saw some pictures of it. I mean, it looks like it's gonna, based on what they had last year or earlier this year, they're going to have a much bigger, or probably almost twice the crowd they had last year. So like I said, it seems like it's growing. And I really overall am not familiar with the overall popularity of New Japan Pro Wrestling here in America. I do know my good cousin Jonathan Brinkman, who we're going to have write stuff for us coming up. He's a huge fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He thinks the overall wrestling is better than WWE, and I would have to agree with him, because as far as the in-ring wrestling, I mean, New Japan Pro Wrestling, a little more entertaining, but then, of course, WWE is WWE, and they do what they do. They build stars, and they do all that good stuff, and they're entertaining in their own right. But as far as the overall technical wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling has a little bit of an edge on WWE, so it's cool to see New Japan come over to America, because in my opinion, I know I'm kind of getting off on a little tangent here, but WWE performs better when there is pressure being put on them from other organizations. So I feel like if New Japan Pro Wrestling can come over here, gather some sort of big following, because let's face it, the likes of TNA and Ring of Honor are not really pushing WWE from that standpoint, but I feel like New Japan can come in here and maybe do that.
And see, where I think they're going wrong is California. Why would you go to California? Everybody, including the NFL, is chasing that California gold. It's not there. California could give a crap less about contact sports. Mm-hmm. Where you need to go is the South. Houston, Dallas, New Orleans, heck, Shreveport. Somewhere in the South that has a great lineage of wrestling. Even Lake Charles, we used to be a huge part of the Mid-South wrestling back in the 70s and 80s. you come to the South, you can fill an arena up with these guys. Not a big one, but
I think you could fit. If you come down here, you could probably. I